Hello, everybody. Okay. Hey, D, what's up? How you doing?
Yo, what's good? GM, everybody.
GM. Lots of sun right now where I'm at, so that's good. Finally, spring coming in. Yeah, this time last year, or 2 years ago rather, I think. Yeah, we were kind of enjoying the ride of the Mutant Hounds Mint on ETH. The really kind of interesting part there is like we launched this collection into a bear market, and we kind of, I guess, were born there, right? We never saw the 2021 hype for NFTs. We weren't really a benefactor of all of that stuff, but we just like built, and now it seems like with Ordinals coming through, we've built this team, we've had this idea, we built this IP, and finally, kind of, we're able to take advantage, all of us, the community, us as creatives, of this really really good situation, which is the growth of Ordinals, the having, and so yeah, I'm just really excited looking back at what we did, where we came from, where the Mutant Hounds IP was born, and where we're taking it next. It just seems all kind of meant to be. Yeah, I'm really happy to see everybody here. There's a lot of really interesting ideas and things that we can talk through today. Thanks, again, I just want to personally thank everybody who's made it this far with us. There's been a lot of cool ideas and hard work, just really, really hard work, especially by the community and the people at Novel Labs. I've been seeing everybody work, and as a kind of big brother here to many of you in the community, but also to the Novel Labs team, it's just, yeah, it's been really nice to see the growth of a just absolutely incredible team of creatives. We're now, I think, more than 24 people, including the mods, and it's just, there's a lot going on, and just to see all the stuff that we're dropping this year, just to see all the cool partnerships and all the just great work that we've been able to do with folks like Ordinals Bot as well, just gets me super, super excited. So yeah, I guess thanks for being here. Thanks for making out, and I guess the next few months are going to be even crazier. So I just want to maybe welcome here the speakers, Bruff and Toby. If you guys want to just say hello, everybody already knows Vanguard, so I think we can skip that intro. And yeah, and I guess just to give you guys my quick one sentence on Ordinals Bot, none of what we're doing in Ordinals today would have been possible without Ordinals Bot. They've been the most incredible partner to work with, and also as pioneers in the space. Again, we can see where value goes, and this team is just incredibly valuable to the world of BRC, to the world of runes, to the world of Ordinals especially. They've been there right from the beginning, and so yeah, big respect to Ordinals Bot. I'm very happy to be supporting the team as an investor, but also via Novel Labs, and so yeah, maybe you guys can give a quick intro about yourselves, and also we can celebrate the launch of Trio today, which is your utility token that just came out. Yeah, lots to say about that, but I'll let you guys do the rest.
Yeah, and thanks so much, Leo. Like, I'm a proud Mutant 8 member since the early days. So love what you guys are doing. Love what you're doing with the Hounds. Really special to be bringing this collection to Ordinals, basically. So I think incredible. Shortly about Ordinals Bot, we were the first inscription service, trying to become one of the major infrastructure providers in all of Bitcoin, basically from a software lens. So they've got quite a strong team of Bitcoin devs, creatives. I lead strategy there, so I'm Toby Lewis, and just been on an amazing journey. Had our TGE today, so this is especially special to come into something that isn't TGE related on that day. So, but an awesome community that Lior and Vanguard and the Novel Labs team have assembled. And really, really pumped to be bringing such an important community on Ethereum also over to Bitcoin. And we think you're going to see a lot of value. Like you can see that both Bruff and I are orange pilled in our backgrounds and in everything we do. So welcome to Bitcoin to every Mutant Hound member, and over to Bruff basically.
Cheers, Toby. Yeah, I mean, I'm also a hound holder myself. Howl, everybody, and honestly, when Toby mentioned that we're working with you guys, I was like over the moon. We've worked with a lot of projects in the past that came from other chains, and we really like appreciate it when a project comes and like really takes the time and figures out how to do it right, because it's a big change. It's a big culture shock a little bit for the community. And honestly, the way you guys have handled it has been really kind of setting the standard of how to essentially introduce your community to Bitcoin. So definitely kudos for that. And yeah, my name is Bruff Star, or Brian. I'm co-founder of OrdinalsBot. I started it a year ago, February last year. So yeah, like Chloe mentioned, we were the first ones to launch a service to make it easier for people to inscribe and launch collections. And then just since then, we've just been working with so many cool projects to try and onboard them. So, and then more recently, some actual platinum selling artists. So just recently we did the French Montana inscription. We did Ghostface Killer. It's happening right now. All sorts of crazy stuff is happening in our lives right now that we wouldn't expect it would happen this time last year. We're talking to, Ghostface Killer, Wu-Tang Clan was my jam, was my shit when I was younger, man. So yeah, the fact that we're now getting them on Bitcoin is really impressive, and yeah, really, really happy that the hounds are on there, and that we've got a kind of an inside track at what Lior and the guys are doing, and it's just a massive vision and just really cool. Just a couple of weeks ago, Lior's got it as his PFP. We just inscribed those massive, hound files, super high quality. They were in the top 10 largest files ever inscribed on Bitcoin. So even just that is a statement to say, hey, we're here. It's just totally incredible. So we couldn't be more pumped to partner up with you guys, and the future's bright. It's got to be a lot of cool things coming down the line.
Absolutely. I mean, and Bruff and Toby, first and foremost, thank you so much, for the introduction to us here. And I think a lot of us have gotten the opportunity to kind of check your track record, so far being in the space. And while 12 months, on the calendar does, feel, relatively short in terms of, the way things unfold, you've been able to do some amazing things, and we're stoked to be able to partner with you. And of course, a lot of us, may have got their first introduction when the Trinity, was inscribed here in some of the largest, ever onto the Bitcoin blockchain at the time, some of the top, 10 pieces ever. So amazing technical feat that you were able to accomplish, on behalf of what our plans are moving forward. So, again, it's an absolute honor, with the amazing people we have to work with on the Novel Lab team, to be able to, kind of mesh together with the amazing team that you have. So super looking forward to what we can accomplish together.
Yeah, and
actually,
go ahead.
I think something. Yo, can you guys hear me? Just checking here.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. Something that I actually would love to hear about from the OrdinalsBot guys is just the whole process of working with us has been a bitch. Actually, I'm sure for them, because there was a lot of really complicated stuff that we've been wanting to do, and of course, OrdinalsBot were the best equipped to even touch any of this. But I think one of the biggest things that we wanted to really work with on this collection is not just the art, is not just the mechanics, not just the fact that this is kind of a dual chain experiment, but specifically we wanted to leave our mark on the Bitcoin network in a very unique, first of its kind, historical way. And a lot of that goes into the Trinity that you mentioned, V, but I'd love to hear from the OrdinalsBot guys. Just maybe, if you guys could talk a little bit about this technical feat. If you could talk even about some of the stuff that you've done before, that really kind of I guess, echoes some of these first exploits. You've been connected to so many different historical firsts in the world of inscriptions, and of course, now with this feat, with the Trinity. Would love to just learn more about how you guys have been navigating this, and specifically why it was so hard to work on the Trinity, but also maybe what gets you excited about that one.
Yeah, I can take that. For sure, it was a technical feat, and we love it. By the way, like when people come to us with challenges, it's like that's what gets us up in the morning, because we want to push the boundaries and show what's really possible with ordinals on Bitcoin as a showcase, right? To see that, you know, this little dusty chain that no one was using 2 years ago now can do not only the same as what Ethereum has been doing from the NFT side, but far surpass it in terms of functionality and use cases. And the way I describe inscriptions to people is like basically, you know, JavaScript itself is a powerful like language for on the web, right? The whole web is powered by JavaScript, and inscriptions themselves can be HTML and JavaScript. So, you know, if JavaScript is powerful, that makes essentially inscriptions powerful as well. And you can do anything you can do with JavaScript, you can do with inscriptions. So that's like already amazing. And then the other great thing that is like the number one thing with ordinals is that all of the data is actually on chain. So everything you do on an inscription is burned into the Bitcoin blockchain forever. Comparatively to Ethereum, however, you know, when you've got an NFT on Ethereum, it's pointing to IPFS, or it's pointing to, you know, some cases even AWS, right? Like in 50 years, all of these links will be dead. Even the IPFS links will not be around in 50 years because they need to be hosted. Whereas this stuff on Bitcoin is like there forever. And that's something that really captivated me. So just those two things alone is really interesting. And then over the time, the features have evolved in ordinals where you can actually do on-chain provenance, where you can have a parent and a child inscription, which means that you can now basically say anything under this parent is like the official collection. So it's a way of doing on-chain provenance, which is really, really cool. And yeah, the guys with the Trinity basically like used all those things and combined them all together, which had never been done before. So first of all, Bitcoin is limited to the block size. So each block in Bitcoin is only 4 megabytes, but a standard transaction is actually only 400 kilobytes. And 400 kilobytes for an image is quite small. You know, you would need to really resize it down or optimize it really heavily to get close to 400 kilobytes, and it would really affect the quality of the overall image. These images that we inscribe for the Trinity are like, I think it's like 3,000 by 3,000 pixels. They're absolutely huge HD quality. And the only way we could get them on chain, essentially, was by just taking over a full Bitcoin block, the whole 4 megabytes. And we've got a partnership through Ordinals Block. We've got a partnership with Marathon, and we do some amazing things with their Slipstream service, which allows us essentially to just take the whole block and do what we want with it. So now that we had the 4 megabytes to play with, we essentially said to the guys, okay, give us the 3, you know, Trinity images as high as quality as we can to fit them in 4 blocks. And then we also did, this is where the first of its kind was, we actually inscribed the parent at the same time as we inscribed the other 3, which was never done before. And that was the technical feat, basically, where we had to like manually essentially craft this transaction that did that chaining of saying, here's the parent, here's the child, and then here's another child with that parent, and chained it all the way through. And then once we crafted that, we essentially send it off to the miner to get inscribed. So yeah, it was a super cool challenge for us to do that. And then the end result was essentially on-chain provenance with 3 massive, really high quality inscribed images. And the beauty is now that these 3 images can be used as parents themselves. You can have like children of those, which will be used for other things. And it's just, yeah, it's super cool. Like I'm just pumped about all this stuff is on Bitcoin, and you can do all these different nuances that you can't really do on Ethereum. Even just the fact that they can be on special sats as well, which we can dive into if the audience is interested in learning about special sats. That's a whole nother ball game of what's available on Bitcoin. But yeah, super cool, super proud of those 3, and they'll be there forever, you know. So.
Yeah, and entering the top 10 of largest files on Bitcoin, I think is something historically that this community will always have, that at one time, like the free files were in the top 10 on Bitcoin. And I can tell you this week we're dealing with Mara, who are our main partner on the mining side, and like it's probably going to cost you 2 Bitcoin at the moment to mine a block. So again, I think it's a sign of how visionary like Leo Vanguard and the Novel team are, that like they got in free images, huge images at this time, because I think like for the next 3 to 6 months probably it's going to cost 2 Bitcoin plus, possibly if the mempool stays like it is, right? So super cool. I'm really excited to see what happens with this mint.
Certainly. I mean, I think, we can kind of tell in everyone's voice here and the excitement that has been wrapping up, throughout the community and here, of course, on X. And amazing, and quite the great recap there, Bruff. And I certainly think, when it comes to like geeking out, I think you're not too far from a group of people that have no problem doing that. So if you want to get into the type of stats that will be employed, for the upcoming collection, I certainly think maybe there could be some time that's warranted for that. But how appropriate, when we think about the Trinity itself and the legacy that the Bitcoin blockchain offers, that they were affectionately named the first, the last, and probably my favorite, the infinite, which is so amazing and something that we know can last and withstand the test of time there. So really, of course, looking forward to that and quite to the amazing feat that you're able to accomplish there. So thank you so much for being able to break it down for us.
Yeah, and V, actually, if we're already on the topic, I think we could just talk about the kind of, the stories that we wanted to create. Again, we wanted to do a technical feat, but we also wanted to give an ode to the Bitcoin network and to how things are done when it comes to inscribing very important files onto Bitcoin. And so, aptly named, the Trinity is really well. I mean, the whole idea behind the Trinity came out of basically how we're going to use these sats to inscribe these 3 huge files taking up a whole block, right? There's a lot of thinking that went into this, and of course, a lot of money on the fees and all that stuff. But to me, like my favorite part and why I'm so passionate about Trinity, because to me it means, hey, like we actually got to do something cool on Bitcoin that you could only do on Bitcoin, right? So, the infinite is on a palinception, on a perfect palinception. The last on a black on common. The first on basically the first sat of its block, right? So all of those sats basically telling the story, to me, was like the coolest thing that we could do, because not only are we making a first technical imprint on the space, but we're also able to basically tell the story in a unique way in the first time, but also in kind of our style and what Novel Labs does, and within the story and the universe of the Mean Hounds, but also while creating something completely new. So yeah, I'm just really excited about that. And I guess behind the art and behind the story, in a lot of ways, there's one man. His name is Lip Comarella. You guys probably all know him. He's been doing some incredible things with us at Novel Labs now for a while, and I had the incredible pleasure of working with Lip as the lead artist, behind this collection, and just seeing what he's done, and the relationship that we've been able to kind of create here over this collection was really, really cool. And Flip, it's been a pleasure working with you, especially on this, and I'm just so glad to be able to tell people a little bit more about you and about your story. Lip has been creating some incredible art in so many mediums across the entire landscape of digital media, and just having him with us in this space is absolutely amazing. So maybe Lip, you can quickly introduce yourself to the people that may not know you, but also tell us a little bit more about how you're feeling about these hounds.
Sure. I mean, first of all, I'm incredibly bummed that I couldn't put up my review favorite inscription as a PFP, just because my profile is on the review, because I, as a silly man that I am, I changed my profile picture in the last week, and you cannot change it. I just learned it, so no inscription as a PFP for me now. But soon enough, I'll have that. And it's been I think 1 year and a half we have been trying, and for great success, for what I'm concerned, just telling those narratives and creating this world together with all the team at Novel. And look, Bitcoin, we've been telling stories about, you know, ancient arcane caves with inscriptions and stuff that always has been there, and then, you know, this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin has always has been here a long time. It's forever, and so it was a no-brainer for us to tap into this realm, to be honest. Because if we want something, is our legacy just to stay where it cannot be erased, or just with the server sort of breakdowns all goes away. That's not going to happen, if I understand our friends at the Ordinal Spot correctly, which, or at least what I believe Bitcoin is. So exciting. I'm super pumped with the collection. It's a handmade, pixel by pixel collection of hounds from all sorts of power sources and massive new traits for whoever followed the OG hounds. And I'm sure enough here if I just go look at the PFPs. So I'm super pumped that we arrived at a point where we finally can show what we've been cooking technically, which has been a giant lift, but also sort of artistically and narratively. Good stuff. I'm here for the ride.
No, you sure are, and you've been I mean, not only are you here for the ride, you're pretty much like bumping in the driver's seat there, and taking. We're all taking this ride with you here with the amazing creations that you're coming forth with. I think, you know, and this may be a little tangent to the side, but what's one of your favorite ones that you ever worked on, Lip? Because I mean, you swing in and you give all of us these previews, like, you know, the one I'm donning on my PFP and the one we see, you know, littered throughout, you know, different PFPs from people here on X and over in our Discord community for the Butane Cartel. Is there a favorite, like maybe set of traits you worked on, or a specific trait maybe, Lip, that just, you know, really, like, you know, tickled your fancy the most throughout this whole process? Or are you going to give us that politically correct answer of all of them? I'm certainly curious to know what your thoughts are on that.
Oh, definitely politically correct, but the point is I flip flop, because whenever we do a new one, I say that's it. But honestly, the OGs are strong because they have like the mirror, like the father. So I really love the OGs one. Some of the new ones are visually so striking that they pull my attention. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Midnights. Just I've been very clear. The Midnight form paired with some of the new traits, they really slap, if that's even the term. So definitely the dark forms is my personal favorite. But, you know, somebody feel like trippy with 3D glasses, but you know, some people are more funky than. So there is for everybody. But definitely excited showing all the new traits that just complement the OG roster.
Certainly.
And the new megas, and the new legendaries. So let's not forget. Maybe I've spilled some alpha that I shouldn't, but here it is.
Whoa. Yeah, let's go ahead and check your agreements here that we put in place before the space is kicked off today. But look, I think this could be a great opportunity to set the table for everyone as well. Just in case we may have some listeners today that this might be their first time checking in with Novel Labs or Ordinal Spot team, or hearing about the Mutant Hounds inscriptions. Welcome to you all, and of course everyone, you know, waiting in anticipation. You know, we have some great news to share with you all. But I think I'll set the table for everyone just so we can kind of get a little more understanding as to what kind of Lip was mentioning here. And first and foremost, that the way that this mint is going to work out for everyone, individuals who are ETH Hound holders, so our original collection that we minted way back in the winter season of 22, when we minted collars, and collars burned for ETH Hounds, of course, is on the ETH blockchain. Individuals who hold that collection now are able to show up first and mint a guaranteed mint of their twin on the Bitcoin blockchain. So what that means is it'll be a 1-to-1. So most traits ended up making it into the Ordinals collection itself as an ETH Hound holder. So you will have the largest amount of opening and availability to mint your twin coming up here. And following that will be the additional tiers where each of those mints will be random. So there will be no one-to-one twin match. And that's kind of what Lip was alluding to here. So, for example, almost in the same theory as though some of our favorite mutants in the MAYC collection have an eighth father in the OG Bored Ape collection. That will effectively, although cross-chain, it will effectively take place here with the original ETH Hound and its twin on the Bitcoin blockchain with the inscription here. So that opportunity will be afforded, of course, first to all of our ETH Hound holders, and moving forward, all of our partner collections that are part of the VIP tier, preferred tier, we have a runestone tier leading into the public, will all be random mints. And now a part of that, Lip, that you were kind of alluding to, and I think this will start to perk up some interest even further for those that are looking to mint this collection. The random mints, not only will they afford, some brand new traits, some familiar traits that we were, accustomed to, but they will also be new megas and new legendaries that will be a part of the mint. So it's a completely random mint starting, after all the twins are minted, and then from the VIP on. So you do have the opportunity, any one of you who are minting in the VIP on, to mint an extremely rare trait, legendary, mega, all the stuff ones you've never seen before, unreleased. And of course, current mega hound holders will have their counterparts given to them as well as a part of this process. So there will be some new ones that we haven't seen. And, it's funny, Lip, I know you keep things really close to the vest because I don't even think the entire team on our side has even seen all these megas that are coming too. So I'm as surprised as everybody else here, or looking forward to that surprise, as we see these unfold and start making it to people's collections. But of course, for good reason. So I'm going to be the first here to start the prayer circle and wish for mega, legendary, or super rare trait to make it into my collection. And I, of course, am extending those same wishes to each and every one of you too that will be participating in the upcoming mint.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll say is, like, the new traits are probably my favorite, because I don't know, man. I mean, I love the old stuff, but I also fully realize that some of the some of these new traits are killer. And yeah, the new legendaries are great. The new megas are great. So I just want to say something about the legendaries and megas. I've posted about this a few times. All of our one-of-one art within the collection will all be on uncommon or black uncommon sats. Okay? We wanted this to be deliberate. We wanted to make a statement. We wanted to say that if you have a unique piece, then you really have a unique piece. And it's not just a unique piece in terms of the art that sits on top of the sat, but it's also the sat itself. And, we think it's going to age well. We think that there's, again, just so much forethought and so much attention to the little details of how to just build on Bitcoin that we think that even if people don't know about us right now within the Bitcoin ecosystem, when they look on chain, they're going to know. And what we've tried to do is really build a tapestry of some of the coolest, most unique ways of not only expressing ourselves on Bitcoin, but also just bringing art and IP that's recognized. There's games that contain, Serum City is an incredible Web3 game. Very, very incredible reviews over the last few months since its release. And, this IP is there. This IP has been playing a part of Web3 in its own way, in lots of ways. And now on Bitcoin, it gets immortalized. And another thing that I want to talk about too, which really, again, maybe goes back to the Ordinal Spot story and what these guys have been up to. What I'm really personally really excited about getting to HR Runes, right? There's a lot behind the Mutant Hounds Ordinals that kind of, open things up. And one of those big moments for us will be very quickly after the mint. So we're not announcing anything yet, but I'm just gonna say that quickly after the mint, you guys can expect a lot of activity on the runes. And of course, Ordinal Spot will be our partner of choice there. But yeah, I'm really excited about runes because it gives us another way of building a community on Bitcoin and bringing I guess, the most important parts of the Bitcoin innovation wave to the Ordinals collection that we're creating now. And of course, while it ties into the rest of our ecosystem more broadly, we want to do as much as possible to foster a powerful endeavor on Bitcoin. And I think that Runes, Casey is an incredible figurehead within the world of Ordinals. He's enabled so much of this, and we really believe that Runes are going to be another great way of fostering communities, of getting people together, and just have some fun, right? And so maybe back to you guys on the Ordinals broad front. How are you guys preparing for this? What do you think that Runes specifically connected to incredible communities and pre-existing projects and IP like Dubuque Hounds could look like? And if you don't know, then at least how are you preparing for this?
Yeah, so we've obviously got a lot of our development team massively doubling down on Runes. I think it's some of the most active conversations we have with clients in the market, and I think it's like Casey's whipped up a perfect storm for Runes, right? Like coming live directly after the halving. I think there is something to the sort of UTXO based nature of Runes, so having them sort of go directly onto one SAT rather than which is a bit more Bitcoiny than the mechanisms of BRC20. We also think Domo, he's obviously one of our advisors, a total visionary, and we did the Trio token on BRC20, but not a day goes by or hours go by without Brian and I talking about what our Rune strategy is for our organization. And I think I know that the Hounds will actually be probably leaders, right? Like Casey's been very clear that Runes is kind of designed to really play into that meme coin narrative. So I think with all of your community at Novel Labs, you're really well placed for a cool Rune mint. Obviously, which I guess it will be especially relevant for the people in this audience. Runestone itself overtook Yuga, right? In recent weeks by market cap, which is pretty extraordinary for a new project just on the promise on pre-Runes. So I think the market's super hyped. I think fees are going to be like they are right now going to be outrageous. So I think there are going to be winners and losers on Runes, and be safe out there, because I think it can be a way to burn a lot of money trading post halving into hype tokens. But I think the bigger narrative is there is hype for a reason, and I think it's Casey being who he is, the founder, the creator of Ordinals, and Runes coming directly after the halving, Bitcoin going to new all-time highs, and the market demand for fungible tokens on Bitcoin being huge, I think just means that it's gonna be one of the narratives of this cycle. And I don't know anyone in my circles who isn't thinking about what their exposure is to Runes. I wouldn't write off what Unisat and Domo and that coalition do on BRC20, and I think the evolution of fungible tokens on Bitcoin though is clearly here to stay, and Runes is going to be a very big deal.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, is anything happening? I'm not sure. Should I clear my schedule coming up in case there's something to look forward to here? No, certainly. The excitement level continues to kind of seep through, each and every one of our messages here, on X or here live on Spaces or in Discord or Telegraph or wherever we're chatting about what's going on, or wherever you're keeping your conversations near and dear. We certainly have some level of excitement, and I think at this time, I mean, just in case anyone needs to get a little stretch in or anything like that, this may be your moment to do so, because I think it's time that we start to get a little serious, and we change the tone of this conversation just slightly so that we can get into chatting about the mint. I mean, Lior, with you repping the last there, I think I'll let you maybe get into a few details that some of our listeners may be looking forward to.
Yeah, sure thing, Fee. I'm not sure if if you have any questions that you know from the community that we should kind of tackle first, or however you want me to do this. I'm happy to get started.
Well, certainly. I mean, first and foremost, we'd love to open up the stage here to anyone who's interested in asking a question. You want to pass the point of no return and get up to being a live speaker. By all means, you are more than willing to do so. It looks like we have one individual up on the stage here at this time. And so, with that, let us welcome up first and foremost Mr. G Ibiza.eth at gspot17. GM and welcome. How are you?
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is G. I live in Ibiza. I'm supposed to have a meeting this week with Lior. They have their beautiful retreat over there from the Mutant House. I'm following all what you're doing. I want to welcome you first of all to Bitcoin. Finally, one of the biggest and one of the most important Ethereum collections made the step over. So for that, I want to give you all flowers. I'm following what you've been doing. I'm fairly convinced that you're going to do something really incredible because the big community that you're having, the loyalty that you're having here. So for that as well. My question was actually from when you're going to mint, because the problem what we're going to have is that you see already that the mempool is going up at the moment really high, and when the runes are coming, we're going to be seeing fees of 500 and 1,000 per transaction for sure. So, are you going to plan before or are you going to plan after, and how long? That was actually my question.
Yeah, I think the when question will be answered now, but I guess maybe we can warm up with a couple of other questions before we do that, right, G? So
no problem.
I'll take the Joker and Jesse, and then we'll hit your question right after that. Joker, what's up, man?
Lior, brother, what's happening, man? Red Hats or Vanguard, everybody in the crew. Just hope your families are well. Lior, the thing I wanted to ask you was you alluded earlier to the evolution that's going to take place in the art, starting as pixelated and so on. And I was wondering if you can go into more detail on that and how that's possible on Inscryption.
Yeah, sure thing. So we're not ready to divulge too many details on the evolution of this collection and what this will entail, but you can rest assured that the Trinity are not going to be the only HD hounds on Bitcoin, and there's a potential here for a very, very specific and kind of more premium and more rare type of look for some of these hounds, and we think that there's a really cool mechanic that's going to play again. That's going to be a first of its kind within the ecosystem that will lead us to some kind of updated art. And again, maybe just if you're thinking about how technically this can happen, there's a few ways in which it can happen. So I'll give you, I guess, the two options because I don't want to, again, say exactly what it could be or what it will be. But FYI, any inscription can be reinscribed, meaning that the same sat can contain many different versions of a hound, potentially, right? And on the other side of things, so again, don't take this as alpha because it's not confirmed. But on the other side, there could be another separate collection that could come as a result of this evolution. And so, yeah, I guess that's my diplomatically correct way of saying There's all kinds of cool, very, very interesting ways in which we're potentially bringing those HD hounds to life. But the Trinity is not the only one. And there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff to do there. Of course, the file size is higher. So, the experience recursion for any of our HD collections, including the Fuse hounds.
Well, on behalf of me and everybody listening, I want to thank you for totally dancing around the issue in a most artful fashion. But more than anything, dude, I just wanted to let you know how proud I am of kind of the course that you guys have gone on, standing through the FUD in the middle of last summer and just executing, because that's probably the thing that stands out to me most, is you guys being able to deliver so much from, Mutant, from Serum City to the storyline and continuing that course, kind of in the face of a gale. So good for you. And it'll be special to see what happens as, this whole space continues to evolve. And I really think you guys and the creatives are going to be at the forefront of that. So much respect and much love, my guy.
Thank you, Joker. You've been a lifelong supporter of what we're doing, always showing love, and we're really proud to be doing what we're doing. We think this is our best shit yet, and I think the best teams don't put out their best thing first. I think that the teams that are getting better and better, and look, we've seen teams kind of release these collections, and then those collections go berserk, and then nothing happens. And again, I'll keep repeating this, we are the dark horse of this space, whether it's NFTs, whether it's ordinals. No one's going to see us coming. By the time that we do, they're going to be too sidelined. And, I really, truly believe that. I think we're doing work that's getting better and better and better and better. And that's unlike 99% of what's happening in the space. So thanks, Joker. You've seen kind of what we're capable of, and I'm sure hoping you're excited for what we're going to do. I see that Good Things is up on stage as well. But as promised, Jesse's going to go after Joker. And then don't worry, guys, we've got an announcement to make. We're just teasing you guys a little bit. Jesse, go ahead, man.
Hey, appreciate it, Lior and team. Just wanted to say congrats, and I kind of what Joker was saying. I appreciate the roller coaster that you guys have been going through, what you guys have been building, and it's as always epic and just dope shit. I really appreciate that. I've said it since day one. You guys released some of the coolest stuff, the user interface, the videos, everything that goes along with it. I really appreciate it. It's basically what drew me in from the callers back then, and the videos you guys put together. Like, I really appreciate the time and effort and the quality. I said it multiple times. The quality that you guys do has been phenomenal. So here I have two questions. Being a VIP and just kind of having feelers out and ears everywhere. I've heard so many things, but I'm just going to narrow it down to two things. I'm going to just say that both the questions real quick and let you answer however you feel. Because I remember you saying this, Lior, how is Fusion tied into this mint or the blockchain? And then the second question is the honoraries. How does the honorary, that word, I saw that come from you. How does that come to the community? Is that something that all the community gets, or is that like a respected, part of the ranked members of the community? How does that play out? Just wanted to ask. So again, I appreciate all the hard work you guys have been doing, and I'm stoked to get these ordinals. So.
Yeah, I'll answer your second question first. Honoraries, anyone that we love and that we believe deserves it will get it. Of course, it's hard to make one-of-one art, and it takes a little bit of time. So, I think we're using them, our time and the honoraries, in a way to send a message to the market. As you guys probably saw, we already announced our first honorary to the great Gordon Goner, Wiley, co-founder of Yuga Labs, creator of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. He's always been an inspiration for us, for me personally as well. I come from the swamp. He's made this happen. He's made this possible, I guess, in some kind of small way. And of course, now we've kind of built our own thing and taken directions that might not be fully tied into the swamp anymore. But that's the beauty of it. We built a world thanks to his world, and to me that means a lot. So yeah, he's the first honorary, but we'll have many more. And I think that's going to be handled with care and elegance, as always is, from this team. So that's the second question answered there. And then the fusing, look, man, it's all connected. Anything that we ever create will always be connected to each other. As I'm sure you guys have seen, I think we're the only IP on Earth that already has like 5 collections in a way that's not value extractive, in a way that's not dilutive. In fact, we're only creating more value for holders, and it's all tied to the same story. It's all tied to the saga that we've created for this IP. And my goal is to see this IP in the best media in the world, right? So we're building Web3 native media, but we're gonna go mass market real soon. We've created products. We're one of the only collections really that have taken IP so deeply, so vertical, right? We could have just gone and create more IP or try to mess around with different things, but the fact is that we've gone really deep on these hounds, and I think by now it shows. But just think about what's going to happen in 5-10 years, and so that's how we're kind of building, and we think that every piece of the Mutant Hounds IP will be connected to one another in some kind of way.
Awesome, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much. Can I ask one last question? The Trinity, are those going to be possibly gained by community members, or I know those are parent sats and parent inscriptions and stuff. Just those 3 specific ones. Are those going to be one given away or allocated somehow to anybody in the community or anything like that?
They'll be sold in different ways.
Cool, great, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, love you, Jesse, and thanks for being such a strong supporter of everything we're doing and such a value additive community member. So yeah, I see you in the Discord every day, so it's good to chat here too.
Yep.
I think we'll go to good things now. He's on stage. You guys probably know good things. He was actually one of the few people that I spoke to about the Hound Ordinals in the very beginning when we started talking about it, and ever since, good things has upgraded to probably the coolest honorary that I've seen on the No Monkey side. And yeah, as soon as I got into the community and started doing my learnings and studying the space more closely, Good Things was probably the first person to help me out truly, and to just give me some guidance. So yeah, very much appreciate you, GT, and tell us what's on your mind.
Yo, what's up, Lior? Man, dude, thank you so much, man. It means a lot. Honestly, just was really excited to see you get into Ordinals, man. And I think the cool thing about this time and space right now is that we're finding that the best people from all across the ecosystems of cryptocurrency, whether it's Ethereum, non-fungibles, fungibles, same with Solana, they're all starting to come into Bitcoin because of Ordinals. And a lot of us, we've been here for quite some time. A lot of us have been here pretty much since the beginning last year when the protocol launched, and we've watched these waves of people come in. And I think when all of us saw you come in, we saw someone come in with authenticity, someone coming in with the exact right mindset of what they want to, how they want to build here. And you brought this just army of incredible people with you. And it was felt, your presence coming into Ordinals was felt, it was reflected in the markets. But I think more than anything, it was reflected in just the community aspect of things, the culture of things. And so I've been super excited since day one that we started chatting. I knew, you were a builder. I knew you were going to be doing something. And so it's really been an honor to be able to chat with you, to any extent. But super excited for this project. Like I can speak for a lot of my good friends. Like we're all really excited to see what you're going to produce here. And it's one of those things where I think a lot of us on Ethereum back in the day, like we saw the Mutant Hounds, but it was something that, like from the outside, if I wasn't an ape, and so I didn't quite understand what I was looking at. But the fervor, I remember the fervor around what you were building way back then, and it shows still to this day, right? You have this incredible community of people. So I'm just really excited for the Hounds on Bitcoin. I can't wait to see what you're going to produce here, and just happy to support, man.
Thank you so much, GT. No questions here, just love. And to be honest, I'm really, really, really glad to hear all this from you, such an OG. And look, man, yeah, I mean, you know, the bigger your ship is, the harder it is to, you know, to steer, especially in times like these. And so, you know, I'm feeling for some of the larger teams in the space that cannot get into ordinals properly, and even us. I mean, like it took us a year, and by the time that we had like a lot of our ideas, I mean, by the time we had like the art ready, then we had to like really work on the ideas that, you know, will help us like bring this to life, right? And so the Trinity, and like, you know, there's so many different dependencies there that sometimes, you know, is out of our control. I mean, to be honest, like we wanted to like launch last month, we were ready to, but frankly, like we thought a story might be better. and you know, we just wanted to respect Bitcoin and respect the collectors and the people that we've kind of, you know, made a commitment to in this creative endeavor. And so, yeah, I'm kind of glad to be, you know, fully immersed in ordinals. I think that, you know, a month, 2 months ago was, you know, there was maybe even more hype and more volumes around ordinals. Now, I think a lot of that's shifted to ruins, but this is why, like, you know, I think good creative teams should be able to just execute on everything all at the same time, especially in Bitcoin right now. It just makes sense. And so, and I know that you've been speaking and looking at so many different teams that are doing that. You've been leading the charge there, GT. So yeah, thanks for just believing in us, and hopefully, yeah, now on Bitcoin, the message is more universal, and anyone can just look at this art and say, yeah, this is cool. There's a strong community, and we're excited by it, not because you're an ape and not because you're, you know, anything else. It's just because it's cool. And so, yeah, hopefully you're seeing that, brother. And we're looking forward to having you in the community. I guess now, maybe Vanguard, back to you if you want to.
Well, if I could ask you a question, Lior, I think it's important, right? Like, because I was part of a team last year where we had to get everybody on board to move over to Bitcoin. And no, I know you're not like shifting the entire collection, but like, what was that conversation like with people in your community? What was it like to try and, like, I'm sure you had to convince some people, right, that what you were doing was the right thing. Because it's a big step, right? It's a lot of time, it's a lot of expense, and it's a lot of work for the community, right? As a collective to open up wallets, to fund their wallets, to like learn this new ecosystem. So what was that experience like for you guys?
Yeah, to be honest, I think, you know, at the end of the day, like moving over to ordinals is good for you. Like, you know, if you did it like a year ago, you're a lot more rich than someone who stayed in the ETH NFTs, right? So, I mean, to be frank, like ordinals has been the alpha for a long, long time now, and like at the end of the day, people just want to be a part of something that's valuable, not just for the community, but also, yeah, I mean, like, you know, some people's lives have changed already on ordinals, and that also happened in NFTs in 2021. Of course, you know, the world of NFTs is not that interesting at the moment for a lot of people. I think to me it is, but a lot of the liquidity and a lot of the volumes just are not there. And so I think, you know, the biggest thing that I can do for my community, for my holders, and I think that, you know, the Pizza Ninjas are a really great embodiment of that, like just like bringing alpha to the community, right? And so from our perspective, it was like, hey, what's the biggest alpha that we can bring to our community? Let's onboard into fucking ordinals, man. Why not? I mean, like, it's the most important thing right now, and so many are like so resistant to just downloading a freaking wallet, which, by the way, great wallets on Bitcoin right now. You know, it's almost like easier to do things on Bitcoin than on Ethereum. And I think that, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, people love the experience of interacting with Bitcoin. Like, it's just a different paradigm. And so, I mean, overall, I think the biggest thing for me that I wanted to do here is not just like do a favor to our holders by, you know, getting them into ordinals earlier than others, but also, like, we wanted to onboard massively to ordinals, right? Because I think that I believe in this technology. I'm invested in this technology, right? Like, we backed Ord.io, we backed you know, Ordinals Bot here on the call. Like, we're super passionate about this space. It's not, you know, it's not like it's not a fleeting thing. Like, I believe in the space for the next 10, 15 years, right? I'm positioned accordingly. And so hopefully, you know, we're doing our part and just bringing more folks to Ordinals, right? That's just, we're passionate about this too. So yeah, I mean, I guess we're coming at it from all angles. And, you know, when that's made clear, I think, you know, the community, you know, has appreciated that. But yeah, like moving over, doing the whole kind of migration is something that I'm really passionate about. And yeah, you can hear my hound howling over here. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, we're excited about Ordinals, and I think that our community is too.
100%. I mean, we can certainly hear Sam in the background, and I believe he's saying send hounds, if I have my translation correct. But look, Lior, esteemed panel of guests up on stage with us now, everyone listening in the audience. I think it just may about be that time that we deliver some news that a lot of people have been waiting for. Now, you know, sliding back over to what G. Ibiza had asked a few moments ago. Lior, are we ready to peel back this curtain and let everybody know when this mint is going to begin?
Yes, brother, and even Sam agrees with me. Like, this guy, he's just like fully energized. He's starting to bark right now out of nowhere. I think he's looking for an announcement too, right? Yeah, you agree, boy, right? Yeah, okay, all right. So I'll let you do the honor, man. You know, you've always been the speaker of the community. Do your thing. Let the people know what's happening, when we're doing it, and how it's going to happen.
Let's go. The time is now, ladies and gentlemen. So get your wallets ready, get all your assets ready, because come Monday, April 15th at 8 a.m. Eastern, the Mutant Hounds Inscriptions Mint will be live for everyone. First, starting with our ETH Hound holders, your window will be open for a robust 8 hours to allow you to mint your 1-to-1 Hound twin. That is the only type of mint that will be taking place in the Hounds tier. So if you do not have your ETH Hound or your collection of ETH Hounds that you want to mint your twins with, I would suggest getting that together right now, because those will be the only guaranteed mints that will be taking place as a part of what we're doing for the MH Inscriptions mint. And following that 8-hour window, everyone, there will be 2-hour increments that will be taking place for each minting tier. So I want everyone to take a peek at the official MH_inscriptions account. We'll share it up here to the top of the space, and all details related to the mint are showcased there, and they will be shared to the top of the space right now. Lior, I need your reaction. How are we feeling now that this news is officially public?
Let's fucking go, baby! Finally. God damn it. Took us a while, but it's fucking here. Yeah, so you guys can refer to that post. It's happening Monday. Again, we're starting with the Hound Twins, and then once the Hound Twins are kind of finalized and taken into consideration, the rest of the mints goes live. Yeah, you know, come early, get ready. You don't have to do the verification. You don't have to do the registration, but it's just like a good, you know, practice if you want to know how many hounds you can mint and all that stuff. And again, I know like people have been talking about the mint price and, you know, when is it going to happen and all these things. I hope that today's hour more or less like gives you guys an idea of like what's gone into this collection. I really think like if we're not going to be the first or early, as you know, the No Monkeys, at least let's let's create a fucking story. Let's do something that no one else has ever done. Let's create cool mechanisms for the ETH hounds without impeding on the new kind of OG hounds, Ordinals to just be brilliant and look amazing. We thought of everything. The sats, the provenance, the child parent, the Trinity, like everything has gone into this. And for me, I'm just really, really excited to start collecting those. I don't believe in founders that don't collect their own art. And from my perspective, this is probably the collection I'm most excited to collect, especially right now, especially on Ordinals. And the future, again, is going to be really cool for it. Yes, there's going to be runes. Yes, there's going to be another token associated that I think, we might be able to talk about pretty soon. And again, that's going to be the key to so many different stories and ideas and things, on Bitcoin and outside of Bitcoin too. So I'm just really, really fucking excited, V.
To say the least. My goodness. Look, ladies and gentlemen, something I've always been a proponent of is attitude is reflection of leadership. And I don't have to school anybody here to what type of leader Lior_ETH is and what he means to the Novel Labs community, to the Novel Labs team, and better yet, this entire space in general. Okay, now I know he rarely sings his own praises, but I will go ahead and put on my best voice here when I say this. That level of excitement is echoed, not just throughout the chambers and the halls of the pit where the hounds were born, or the officers' table, or where the bosses hang out, or throughout the entire community. We are ready to let out an eruptive roar in excitement over the opportunity for us to officially send hounds come Monday. Now, look, everyone, I want to get some reactions from some individuals who have recently joined to the top of the space here. So again, if you want to get up here, send a request. We'll get you up. Let's get some of your reactions. If you have any questions that we can't answer at this time, we'll be happy to do so. But I just want to give everyone a little bit of housekeeping here. Please do yourself a favor and read through this entire thread that you see shared to the top of the space right now. There's some extremely pertinent information in it that will allow you to ascertain the knowledge required to make this mint as an amazing an experience as it possibly can be for you. So please do yourself a favor there. Additional information can also be found in our Discord server. You can find the join link on my bio here for our official Mutant Cartel Discord. But without further ado, everyone, I think we need to get the excitement level cranked up a little bit more. Let's first and foremost welcome my fellow co-host of Mutant Mondays, the rocket launching, bionic hound sporting Mr. Leo GM, bro. Happy Foot Friday to you. How excited are you at this moment?
Oh shit, let's fucking go, baby. I can't believe we're fucking here Monday fucking morning, man. I am stoked, locked, ready, loaded. Dude, like, I don't know if you've ever been hunting or anything like that in your life. My fucking heart is pounding through my chest right now. I'm like so fucking excited. Man, let's fucking make history. Shout out to you guys, Lior, man, fucking banging this shit out. I don't know how you guys pulled this off in the short amount of time that you started till now. But that, dude, I'm so fucking stoked and excited for this. We've been waiting for this and patiently waiting, but at a just cause because, man, we know this is done right. We know this is going to melt faces, and I am fucking here for it, baby. Let's fucking go.
My man, bring in that juice, man. The extra nitro, as if you need a little bit more. Leo always brings it. Ready to blast off, my guy. Let's fucking go. Let us also welcome a fellow officer of the cartel up onto the stage, repping a pretty sick Mutant Hound inscription there on his PFP. We're going to say a hello and a GM to Mr. Kodiaks. How are you, bro, and welcome.
GM, I'm doing so fucking great right now. I've been waiting for those questions. I'm not the type that's gonna rush you guys with the when question, but I've been fucking sitting on the edge of my seat since Ibiza waiting for that when. And we finally got it today, and I'm so fucking stoked. I can't wait till Monday to start minting my hounds. Let's fucking go.
Send it, baby. Yeah, we like to keep people on the edge of their seat or on a Foot Friday on the edge of their toes. That is certainly something that we are fans of. But look, like, as Lior was mentioning earlier, like, we certainly felt, and, the name Novel Labs, I mean, it's inherent that, we love to tell stories and bring lore to life, right? We certainly felt that there was a potential void. Not that we don't love everything that's coming out in the ordinal space so far. We absolutely do. But the way we put our spin on it is to find that little void, that little niche that we can get in and just bring it, as best as we possibly can. And certainly the level of excitement we are hearing right now is lending very well to that operation that we're deploying. And again, we appreciate all the kind words and all the support here as we move forward. Let me go over next here. Over to one of our fellow bosses of the cartel. Let us welcome to the stage Mr. NFD. GM, and welcome. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Super excited that this news is finally out, and we can, there'll hopefully be no more whens in the server. So just stoked everybody's going to be able to get an opportunity to be part of this journey with us. But I'm going to put a couple of people on the spot. So Bruffstar and Toby, you've come onto this Spaces. You said you hold hounds. You said you're down with what we do. You have to give us an obligatory howl. It's like a passage of right. Love it.
We're gonna have to work on those ones.
Well, look, everyone. Like, no, we're happy with any howl that we can get, and it's funny. Like, this next individual, I think we're gonna have to put you even more so on the spot. Someone that is known for the epic howl to come through on the live space. And we welcome my fellow zombie bro and YouTube Money co-host, Mr. AFF. I wonder how excited you are at this moment, good sir. And welcome.
Sorry, I don't have my pro mic setup going right now. I'm fucking in the office over here, but houndish, howlish, very excited. I did hear Bruff gave us a quick howl in his intro. He said he was howling with us, so kudos, bro. Definitely appreciate that. Super excited about everything. Thank you for going heel to toe on the whens and the how muches. These questions have finally been answered. Very appropriate for a Foot Friday, so kudos to the team. Thank you so much. We all appreciate that. I do have a couple of questions. First, are we hosting Mutant Monday at 8 a.m. on Monday?
Hey, hang tight now for that next announcement.
5 a.m. V, you gonna be up that early? So I noticed there was a couple statements regarding runes, and we wouldn't move forward without a rune play. So just to further instill my FOMO and my bad feelings for being a paper hands, do we need to hold a rune stone moving forward?
It's always good to hold a runestone, my friend.
Oh, man. All right. That's fair. Additionally, can you tell us any more about the trio? Would we hold that over a runestone?
Yeah, man, look, man, the trio is, it's the beginning. It's the genesis of everything we've ever done on Bitcoin and this IP. So they're going to be important. There's going to be a lot that happens with the trio. And, you just got to you're going to have to wait and see.
Got it. Appreciate that. Thank you for the insight. Thank you for all your hard work. You guys have been continuously melting my face. We're paying attention. We're watching. We're patiently supporting. And I'm just so happy to be here and really looking forward to what is to come. So let Sam howl with us. Absolutely love it. Thanks for hosting today, bro.
Of course. And AFF, thank you for bringing it. As always, my guy, much appreciated. So, at this point, everyone, look, this has been an action-packed 70 minutes or so here that we've been going on Spaces, and certainly we are cognizant of people's time on this special Friday coming up here. And we are certainly nearing a destination point that has been anticipated quite nicely of late, and we are ready to go with it with this information. Let us welcome to the stage now, as we find ourselves coming to a closing point soon, a mega hound holder who looks like they want to wrap their tentacles around the Mutant Hound Inscriptions collection. Let us welcome to the stage none other than Andy ZB GM, and welcome, sir. How are you?
I forgot to unmute. I'm hopeless at this Spaces. Yeah, GM. Wow, finally we get a time slot. We get the go ahead. So quite excited to see how this pans out. Stoked for everything you guys have been doing, and yeah, it's good to finally just see this coming together, and hope everybody on Monday is going to have a proper good Mutant Monday. It was just really one quick question regarding the Mint itself, and the fees that you have shown on the mint price and the fees. So it's mint price of 008 BTC plus 0.00005 for the fees. Is this a variable fee rate, or is this something that's fixed? And obviously gas just now seems quite expensive. It obviously goes up and down across the day, and you've picked a good time obviously for it to be minted. It's a little bit cheaper at that point. But will this be a fixed price, or can it change?
This will be a fixed price for the mint. So just to kind of break that down for everyone too. So, and it's kind of detailed a little bit in the thread itself. So please, again, everyone, by all means, reference this thread. We also have a product launch article that will be arriving relatively soon here that will break it down into even further depth. Shout out to the rest of the team for putting that together here. But in the instance for when people are attempting to mint in any of the tiers, so whether you're minting your Hound Twin in the first tier, or you're ready for the VIP or preferred tier or whatever it is that you're eligible for, every Mutant Hound Inscriptions mint will be at a total cost of 0.0085 Bitcoin per mint. So for example, no matter what quantity you want in any tier, you can actually submit multiple mints in one transaction. So for example, if you want to do 10, you just multiply that number by 10 and you can submit it, and that will be the way it goes for each individual tier. But it will not be like on a sliding scale. So if for whatever reason on Monday, the fees are high because there's a lot of activity and things of that nature, that will not be the case. It will simply be a set rate for each and every tier.
Perfect. One final thing. Will you be processing it on an individual basis as to when you mint, or are you doing it as a bulk inscription for all the collection at the end of the window?
Yeah, so to shed a little bit more light on this, if we were to inscribe everything now, it wouldn't really mean much, right? Because the final 10K will have to be determined by how many Hound Twins get minted. So, for example, if 500 Hound Twins get minted, then that means that there's going to be 8,000 left in the kind of new mints, right? If there's 1,000, then 7,500, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the point there is that, the way in which we're holding this mint is that the mint itself will determine the final inscription of the 10K. And so we've already got everything in order to basically, get that expedited. And then, of course, the claim will soon follow. But yeah, that's more or less the plan. So, of course, everything to your question, everything gets inscribed in one batch so that we can actually understand what the final 10K looks like. And that's the really fun part of this as well, right? Like, in many of the other collections, they almost always, especially on Bitcoin, like, more or less what you're buying. You don't know what you're getting, but you know because you can go and see the inscriptions. Here, I really like the fact that even us, the team, like, we don't even know what's going to be the final 10K. And that's, again, another kind of first in Bitcoin that, we want to bring. And so, yes, everything will get inscribed in a batch. There will be only 10K mutant hounds ever inscribed onto Bitcoin, and that's going to be the final collection.
Perfect. Yep, thought as much. I was just wanting to clarify. So yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
Certainly, and Andy, appreciate you coming up on stage and to ask some questions that I can assume many are trying to learn the answer to. And real quick, we received one from the community here, and certainly want to let people kind of understand the way this process is going to work too, which of course is industry standard. But from the moment you actually mint, it's not the same as, you know, smart contracts on the ETH blockchain, to where you would just get either an unrevealed or your actual asset kind of like right away. The inscription process, of course, has a little bit of incumbent time that is an understanding. So that's kind of where, once people submit their mints, we as Novel Labs go and inscribe the collection itself. And then, of course, that process for everyone to get their collection or the items that they minted or that we inscribed will, you know, there'll be a slight window in between that. And one of the questions we got is, will it be like an instant reveal, or will there be a process to where when we finally get them in our possession? And the answer is no. Once they are there, they will be completely revealed. So you will know what you got. But of course, we love surprises. So, you know, as was just mentioned too, the opportunity for us to see some brand new ones will certainly, perk things up even more so. And again, Andy, greatly appreciate the questions, and also the other questions that are arriving that I'm seeing some pings on, certainly trying to get to as many as we can. But we are just rounding out, you know, the ending of this spaces here. So, you know, on behalf of myself and the entire Novel Labs team, the Ordinals Bot team, and our entire community, want to wish you a farewell for this spaces, but a big thank you for tuning in today, for learning more about the Mutant Hounds Inscriptions Mint, which is coming up again on Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern is the opening of the first window. We're ready to go. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, send hounds. Over to you.
Let's go, guys. Thank you so much for making it out. We saw a lot of people come and go. It was a relatively long spaces, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Thanks for everyone for listening, tuning in. And another quick alpha is we're going to be doing spaces every single day for the next week. So, you're not going to stop hearing about this fucking project. And, let's ride.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
And a huge thank you to Ordinals Bot, who not only made this happen, but, you know, it's such a big day for them, chose to join us for the spaces. Bruff, Toby, we fucking love you guys, and I'm so happy to be working with you guys.
Thanks so much for having us, man. I just realised, I don't know who came up on stage and asked me to howl. I howled, by the way, just so you know, but my fucking microphone was muted. So it was an absolute failure, guys. I'm really sorry about that, but I'll give you one right. Oh, there you go. But like, honestly, my voice is absolutely fucked right now. I've got some New York virus or something, so I'm just constantly howling as I'm talking. So sorry about that, guys. And shout out to Andy, man, fellow Scott representing.
That was the first thing I said when I heard. Like, right. Oh yay! There's another one.
Exactly. That makes two of us.
Two of us in BTC Ordinals.
Yeah, that makes two.
Yeah, howling with a Scottish accent really sounds different.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's not really good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for making it out, and I fucking love each and every one of you. Let's go. See you Monday. Peace.